Let's get him a phone, but let's get it restricted. Let's put BandLab on that and get him some Apple headphones. He could cook. I'm not gonna lie. Let's at least get him some. Let's get him some gear. We need a part 2.
And it looks like this man lost the race too. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't heard by now, TK, aka Tamor McIntyre, was just sentenced to 80 years in prison. Yes, this man is officially cooked. Now, to catch a lot of you up, since it's been a while, it's been like how many years? Goddamn 8-9 years since this man was arrested for the capital murder of a young 21-year-old man by the name of Ethan Walker.
Mike, Klarna some DoorDash McDonald's. Yeah, you're cooked. Yeah, leave my stream, please. If you are putting your DoorDash order on payment plan, please don't associate with me.
Back in 2017. And as according to the Daily Mail, they say Texas rapper TK, 19 at the time, gets 55 years in prison for masterminding home invasion murder of 21-year-old man. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I need to make this very clear. This man not only killed one person, but killed another person. These were two.
Wasn't there like an old man at a Chick-fil-A that he like beat up too?
Individual, different men. As you can see here, the first guy he killed in a home invasion robbery spree he did back in 2017 or 2016. The man on the left, his name is Ethan Walker. He was 21 years old at the time. And the guy on the right, his name is Mark Anthony Saldivar, and he was 23 years old at the time. The man on the left killed in his home, I believe. And the man on the right, they were trying to steal his car. I suppose there was a struggle. They shot him. The bullet hit his spine, pierced his lungs, and he. So yes, TK, Tamor McIntyre, was involved in the 2 deaths of these innocent men. As according to Daily Mail, they said...
No. Now I'm thinking about a video. Let me know as we watch this, right? And as you get a grip on the situation.
I'm so glad we
just the page I wanted to see. Let's go ahead and take a look.
Am I the only one that's like morally conflicted with the whole TK case, bro? I'm pretty sure we all know they gave that nigga 80 years on top of the 50, which is crazy. But it's like, I really don't know how to feel about this. Of course, he deserves to be punished for what he did, right? And I could get on here and be like, yeah, like stick the book to him. He deserves to spend life, all this shit. But to me, I feel like that's the easy way out because you're not looking at the whole picture. TK was so young when he did that shit.
By the way.
It's kind of sad that like he got to spend life in jail. And it's like, I'll put it like this, right? I was raised in a 2-parent household, raised with values, all that. I act how I was raised. TK grew up in a chaotic environment, no mom, no dad, all that. He acts how he was raised too. And when he was essentially a kid, he unalived somebody. And the question I keep...
I'm not gonna lie, like, I understand that he is a product of his environment. And obviously that stems to a larger societal issue, but I'm pretty sure it's common knowledge not to knock somebody off the face of the earth, bro.
Keep asking
the funniest one was Axe saying how to not kill your daddy. That's crazy.
Is does he deserve life in prison for that? That's the question that's going back and forth in my head right now, and I don't think there's a right answer to like this question. Cause like on one end, that family will never see their son again, so why should TK's family see him? But then TK was so young when he did that shit, and at that age, you're pretty much acting how you were raised, bro. And like, that could easily be any one of us, bro. You could be a goddamn TK. Given that you're raised in a similar chaotic environment and you get caught up with the wrong crowd, bro, like any of us could be a TK. It's just like, damn, like life though? Like nigga can't get out when he 60, 70. I mean, at that point, his life basically over. But honestly, what weighs me
That's literally the point. Bro, they gave him like another 50 on his 80, so that's 135 years of him just being locked up.
Or to the, yeah, he kind of do got to get life.
How do you guys feel about this? Do you think that that's the case? Do you think that that's true?
The race song and like the fact that he posting up with all the missing pictures and shit, like.
Too bad the American prison system isn't about rehabilitation. They blaming him for the system failing him. That is a good way of phrasing it. He never got a chance to live. Yeah, he did have a chance. He it up. Where's the accountability, bro? You still got to take accountability in the fact that he was old enough and he made those decisions. And then the thing was, he did the race. What are we supposed to do? Look at him and be like, "Oh, you poor baby, you cut." Do we not remember? Am I bugging? Hold on. Am I bugging? He literally, bro, this is one of the craziest things ever because he literally did the race. Like he said, "F a beat, I ain't trying to beat the case." What'd he say? How did it go? But I ain't beat the case, I did the race. Like literally he said that he knew he was not gonna beat the case, so he just dipped.
I was trying to beat a case, cracking foes like a vase. Pop a nigga
hear the lyrics? Do the dash, then I go out the way.
Sabotage your duties, it's a fish fillet. I woke up too moody, who gon' on a day?
This the man that you want free though. I woke up too moody, who gon' today?
Shoot a fuckboy in his face.
How I can't sympathize with that.
We could get the pack and you get raw for a fraction.
Bro, this is actually legendary. Like, if you think about it, this dude, like, this is actually, like, legendary. He was on the run, filmed a video while on the run, flexed about the fact that he was on the run, and then birthed an entire career out of that. Like, really think about what we're watching right now. This is greatness. Nizzy, I promise we do the race, you gonna blow. No, bro, the meth has already been patched. The race has already been done.
That he was sentenced to 55 years in prison for the 2016 shooting. And as for the second conviction that was just wrapped up yesterday or the day before, we can see he was sentenced to a prison time of 80 years in prison, and this is in Texas.
Why not just give him life? He's not gonna beat 130 something years.
The state of Texas, they do not play, so he's pretty much gonna be dying in that hellhole, and very much deserved. I'd also like to clarify that in this case, apparently his
Why did he put a picture of that?
That hellhole, and very much.
Yeah, I mean, especially in today's time, it's like, yo, if you do catch a body, there is a 99% chance you're gonna get caught just because you're being filmed so much, you're being tracked by your phone, all the activity and stuff. If you were getting caught back in like the 1950s or like the early 1900s, you're actually a bot, bro. They had no cameras, no phones, no street lights, no tracing. They just had to go off witness testimony. How do you get caught in the 1900s, bro? Pre-phones.
Much deserved. I'd also like to clarify that in this.
No wonder they had legendary killers back then, too. They had Jack the Ripper and all these people going crazy. Because you could catch a body and just keep going. They had Jeffrey Dahmer. Oh, my God.
Case, apparently his defense opted to have the jury, and this is in the state of Texas. The jury can choose I believe, the amount of years he would have gotten, and in Texas, he can get a maximum of 99 years. Apparently, based on everything we know now, the type of judge he had, he would have got a lighter sentence had he, in his defense, opted for the judge to select his punishment.
Wow. I mean, still 50 years. On top, bro, even if they would have gave him like 20, that's 70 years, gang. It's like he was still gonna, like, unfortunately pass away in jail.
For this second
and he got snitched on. I do remember that.
Conviction. But in any case, I mean, he was pretty much gonna be dying in prison regardless, given the amount of years he's going to have to serve.
I mean, people knew it, Jeffrey Dahmer. They never said nothing, though. That's what I'm saying.
Anyway, here's what the judge said.
What do you mean, unfortunately?
The number of years that he has received out of Tarrant County and the number of years that he's received here, based upon his history and the lack of any type of good parenting. From what I can tell, his mother wasn't a good parent to him.
Damn.
His father wasn't a good parent to him. Child Protective Services was not good. And if you believe the testimony...
So you just throw him the whole book?
I don't know why Child Protective Services would place children back with a father who put the children's mother in the hospital. Is there something else that needs to be done with our society? Yes.
Damn, even she recognized that there was a problem.
Is more money needed for Child Protective Services and their workers? Yes. And I do realize that while this is a lot of time, and I tell people all the time, any time that you do in custody is a lot of time. But by that same token, you're still alive. And what the state has said is true. You're still alive. You can still better yourself. If you end up
not if he's serving 130 years
prison for the rest of your life, you're still alive. You still can improve yourself.
Honestly, bro.
Hell no, I'm not gonna lie, it'd have been over with.
Fuck all that, bro. I would have just killed myself, bro. I'm not
I'm not gonna fake it. I would have did that too.
What? 55 years for the first conviction, 80 plus years for the second conviction, bro. Like, I'm never getting out of prison. I'm never breathing fresh air anymore. I'm never gonna go on vacation. I'm never gonna drive fast cars.
Remember when we saw that one dude who had 130 years and he was happy because of his grandchildren and shit? Man, I'd have been done.
I'm never gonna touch the soft, buttery skin of a woman.
Work out every day. Let's that's just gonna make you happy. But then again, prison nowadays is not like how it used to be. You could have a PlayStation in that, a phone. You know what I mean? Look, as long as we could get, bro, like, let's get him a phone, but let's get it restricted. Let's put BandLab on that and get him some Apple headphones. He could cook. I'm not gonna lie. Like, let's at least get him some gear. We need a part 2.
Never again. Nah, hell nah, bro. Just kill me now, bro. Like, put a bullet in me, bro. Swiftly and promptly.
Your family can still visit you, but the complainant in this case is deceased. And you need to internalize that the complainant in this case is deceased and that his family is never going to see him again.
Damn, bro. Look at his eyes.
You're going to have to make changes. And you're going to have to remove people from your life who are not of benefit in the means of...
I'm not going to lie. Those people are probably not even going to be associated with them anymore. They don't give a f about them. People snitched. They bailed on them and they left them to die in jail. That's sad.
Making you a better person. And I do understand that sometimes people will go to prison. They join gangs because you need protection, because you're there by yourself. You're young. But you're going to have to
all
make
this because of $10? Say you swear to God.
better choices.
What other better choices?
100+ years, you know, bro, switching sides. Listen, bro, I'm not gonna lie. If I'm serving 130 years, I'm getting a glove and a towel, and I'm rolling the towel, and I'm folding the glove out, and I'm going to work. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not taking man butt. I'm not taking no man butt.
He's already killed 2 people. He's murdered 2 people in cold blood. This man can't make any better choices. The time for him to have chosen a better path was like 7-8 years ago, before he took the life of 2 innocent individual men, sons of mothers, brothers of brothers, uncles of nieces and nephews, and friends of, you know, people who care about them so much. Like, bro, he's cooked. I don't know what else you can say about this.
Yes, ma'am.
Damn.
So I'm going to sentence him to 80 years in the prison, give him credit for any time served. There is a $0 fine.
You know, towards the ending there, she asked,
that is actually dead wrong. Let me stop.
Do you understand? And he just had this, you know, look of defeat, blank stare, hearing his sentence being said by the judge. I mean, and, you know, he says, yes, ma'am.
He knows it's
after
over.
She says he's getting...
He probably already came to terms behind the scene that he's probably just going to spend his whole life in prison.
80 years. Like, he knows he's done, bro. He's done for, bro. He officially lost the race. He's cooked. And honestly, I can say with 100% certainty that I do not feel sorry for him. It's funny to me that some people, you know, were trying to defend this kid, or saying they feel any kind of sympathy for this guy. But imagine if these 2 young men that TK and his little goons killed for whatever reasons they had in their mind at the time were your son, you know, your brother, your friend, your best friend that you grew up with. Life stripped away over some petty nonsense. Oh, he only had like $10 in his pocket. They took his life for $10, and I'm not sure if they stole his car or not, but it was in the parking lot of a Chick-fil-A. Yeah, as you can see here, it says Walker was killed in July 2016 during a robbery at his Mansfield home, and then Salvador was found dead in the parking lot of a Chick-fil-A in San Antonio in April 2017. So tough. Yes, this scumbag, he deserves to rot in prison, and I have no sympathy for him. You know, the article goes on to say that authorities at the time believed TK cut off his ankle monitor while on house arrest for the murder of the first guy, Walker, and then fled to San Antonio and killed Salvador. Like, bro, he was already on house arrest for one murder.
Yeah,
bro.
That's why he cut the ankle monitor, did the race, birthed his career, and then he caught the other body, right?
Oh, but this man was...
I'm not gonna lie, they got him stressing though too. Like, his shit receding. His corner's getting real light in there. How's he getting? Oh, wait. Who's giving haircuts in jail? I just realized this. Why is it that there's barbers? How is there barbers in jail? Like, inmates looking more clean cut than like actual civilians.
Was so much of a slime ball, a sleazy scumbag dirtball that he decided, maybe I shouldn't abide by what my...
Bro, you razor, you don't get a full cut with those. Come on, bro. You don't get a full edge up with a high taper and no C cup.
Parole officer is telling me to do what my court order is telling me to do.
Bro had to trade booty for a haircut. What is up with y'all? Why do you keep saying that, bro?
Maybe I should just go outside.
Scissors and razors. I'm not gonna lie, bro. These inmates could solve world hunger, bro.
Cut off my ankle monitor, go rob another person, go kill another person, steal their car, and cop another murder charge. Like, is this the type of people or person you think we should have sympathy for? Do we want these types of people?
I mean, you do the crime, you do the time, right?
In our societies, just roaming around freely as if it's a GTA 5.
I do think he was a product of his environment, though. I do agree with that, and I do think he had no supervision. But it should be common knowledge not to catch a body. It should be common knowledge not to rob people and commit crimes in broad daylight. and kill somebody for $10. Let's just be real. But he was a menace, bro, unfortunately.
Server. Speaking of GTA, he's never gonna be able to play GTA 6. He's never gonna touch
That one hurt. Oh my God. He's not gonna be able to play GTA 6?
another woman ever. He's never gonna be able to smell the fresh mountain breezes of a mountain if he ever decides to hike, if he ever wanted to hike or trek. He's never gonna swim, bro. Can you imagine that? He's never gonna be able to go out for a morning jog. He's never gonna be able to eat KFC ever, bro. Like, come on, bro. All the luxuries and no more heading to the movies. No more, I don't know, can't have kids. Like, bro, can't wake up and be a free man anymore. You're cooked. But the article goes on to say that one of the men in the car for the second murder, who police said was TK, leaned out of the window and shot Saldivar. The month after Salvador's death, TK allegedly beat up and robbed a 65-year-old man.
I remember this. Yes, I thought he was the third body, but I guess the old man ended up living.
And while he was out, like, bro, beating up a 65-year-old man while he was.
Thank God I'm free. I'm not gonna lie. Thank God I got some common sense, bro. Because it's really crazy. You could either, especially if you're not born in a stable household, you could go either one of two ways. Either you're successful or it just like falls apart. And I'm really hustling. I'm really hustling to be that first one. 65 Nizzy next. Why would you wish that on me? What? Why the hell would you wish that on me?
Out for a morning walk. I mean, how much of a menace can you be to society? They also say he was indicted on an aggravated robbery charge.
God dang, how many charges did he have?
Man was a back-to-back, perpetual sleazy scumbag criminal. And they say it all ended when TK was finally arrested in New Jersey in June of
How did he get to New Jersey?
2017 after an intense manhunt. And we can all see the post.
I'm not gonna lie, I would have went to Mexico. What do you mean? I would have tried to get to Thailand. If I could get to Thailand, that's mission over.
From that manhunt.
How many stars do you think TK had? He had to have at least 3 stars.
In his music video that he released that year before he was arrested.
Bro,
in
New
his
Jersey?
music video called TK The Race.
Cuba?
Hashtag free TK. And now that's not gonna happen. Like, in 2017, how old was he? He must have been like 18, 19, And now he's apparently 24, about to turn 25 this year. And he's never gonna see the day of light, the light of day ever again, bro. He's finished. He's cooked. It's over. GG.
Yeah, they threw him in impaled down. It's over with.
Respawn. He might as well end himself. But yeah, hopefully the
problem is he's a black guy in Mexico. He's gonna stand out. No, he could go to, what is it called, Guerrero? He could go blend in, bro. Do you know how many like tourists and just like they got black Mexicans, bro? You just gotta know where you gotta go. You feel me?
young man TK who posted this also, a while back saying
live from the gates of hell. Oh my God. Nah. Yeah, they need to keep him locked up. No cap. Oh cap.
Live from the gates of hell. Hashtag free me. Emoting with as if he's
moved to Africa on his Dave Chappelle.
2 guns in his hands, Hopefully he's never able to escape prison. He lost the race. He couldn't beat his case. And now he'll be eating good noodles every day. But and gentlemen,
you know what's crazy, bro? It's like you got one life to live and his life is going to be spent in prison. That's tough. Feels like the end of a story, bro, unfortunately. Do y'all remember TK's girlfriend? Don't even get me started about that. But it is what it is. Nizzy, you gonna stream WrestleMania tomorrow? Yo, y'all gonna hate what I gotta say. Unpopular opinion, but if you're grown and you're watching the WWE, you need to get a grip on life. I am a grown ass man. I'm almost 27 years of age. And you want me to watch fake wrestling. Not real wrestling, but fake wrestling. A bunch of men just jumping off of freaking tight ropes. Y'all got it, man. I'm cool off that.